What about the two either side of that, Bournemouth and Everton? Do you think that within the three remaining games, those two plus United, they've shown already they have the stomach to go through with a 100% record?
Yeah, yeah, look, the Old Trafford one. You said it during the game. You never know what's going to happen at Old Trafford, and Old Trafford can be a graveyard for teams. Arsenal, even though we're the way Manchester United are at the moment, you have to regard that as a massive match and a big game because, teams have won at Old Trafford this season that have been in the bottom half of the table, but teams that have been in the top half of the table have gone there and struggled. And Liverpool famously in the last month or two have lost an FA Cup quarter-final there, and they've drawn in the league. And that was probably the start of Liverpool's downfall in where they end up here now. I say downfall, but where they are in terms of dropping out of the title race and going out of the FA Cup. So you can never underestimate a game at Old Trafford. But I said before, if you look at a collection of matches, it can seem overwhelming. But if you look at each individual match, the form that Arsenal have been in and the defensive stability they've had, I mean, they've conceded 2 goals today, I think, in the best possible way to concede 2 goals. They've not been pulled apart. It's not a structural deficiency. It's not repeated, if you like, team errors of, space in midfield or a certain position. It's an error by a goalkeeper, and Declan Rice has just had a little bit of a moment there by basically not seeing what's coming in and around him, being a bit rash. So I think you can explain those 2 goals away that they've conceded today. But I think they will achieve a 100% record. The one doubt I've got is that Old Trafford game, and it'll all depend for me on how City do in the next week or two as well, because if City were to, I don't think City will drop points at Forest, but if they were to, for any reason, Arsenal I think would grow. It's a far better Arsenal team than last season. It's a far better Arsenal team. It's a far bigger mentality. It's a stronger mentality. People will point towards Saliba, and I can as well, and you will. But it's more than that. It's more than that, honestly. There's a focus and discipline and attention to detail out there on the pitch in their defensive work. And 6 clean sheets on the bounce away from home is a hell of an achievement in any season. So, yeah, they had maybe a bit of a wobble, the Villa game, obviously Champions League. But that can happen. They've got back on the bike and they're demonstrating that they've moved forward as a club, they've moved forward as a coaching team, they've moved forward as a group of players, and we're in nowhere near the same position as last season.